Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pokemon Fire Red Randomizer Nuzlocke Challenge. On today's episode, we are going through all of the Pokemon we caught on this journey and ranking them or putting them on this alignment chart based on their nicknames. Now, I fooled around with the technology for a little while and I was not able to get the nicknames to actually appear with the sprites. But I will remind you of the nicknames, and then we can rank them together. And, of course, I'll be able to go through some of my knowledge with some of these names as well. Not that I remember why I named Pokemon half of these things, but let's just go through it anyways. To start off, we're going to be talking about the Pokemon in order by which they died. So the first death was actually Kabutops, old friend, Old Mold. So let me just put Old Mold up here real quick, and we got to figure out where Old Mold aligns. Now, sometimes my ranking is going to be based on the Pokemon that it ultimately evolved into. It's going to be based on what it started with. I'm not going to have a consistent metric at all in this whole process. Old Mold. So Old Mold is a reference to a Pokemon that Psycho used in his Pokemon randomizers, which are quite good if you've not seen them. And it makes sense for a Rock-type Pokemon, Old Mold. So I think it is more smart than dumb. It's not that smart, though. And I think given the reference, it's kind of funny. So I think I'm going to put it kind of right in the middle of smart and funny. It's not my best nickname, but it's not a terrible one. Next up, we have Digong. Let's see if we can go find Digong. Where is the Digong? This is going to be the hardest part, is just me trying to find the actual Pokemon. Where is Digong? Yeah, because I don't think these are actually in order. Where is Digong? I feel like it's down here. There it is. Now, can that... I think that just went up. Okay, let's try that. Yay, okay. So, gosh dang it. Alright, so Digong, our second death, was nicknamed Katara, which is an Avatar The Last Airbender reference. It is a water-type Pokemon, so the name does make sense. It's more smart than dumb. And, is it funny? Well, no. It's not that funny. It's just kind of accurate. So, you know, similar level of intelligence to Old Mold, but not funny. Next up, we've got Entei. Where's Entei? There's Entei. Okay. So Entei, our third death, was nicknamed Zuko. So again, another, you know, reference to Avatar The Last Airbender. I mean... I guess the question is like, is it as smart as Katara? I mean, I feel like it is. Is it any funnier? Well, it is funnier because if you remember, the name was actually Zuko ... and then exclamation point question mark, which I think was actually a pretty funny name. So I'm going to put this just past the line on the funny, but we're still at that same level of intelligence. Don't worry, I do have dumb names too. Speaking of, we've got Makuhita. Not to be confused with Tuco, our Hariyama. We did actually have a Makuhita in the very beginning of the game. It never evolved, which is really sad. And it was named Tia. Now, how smart is the nickname Tia? Well, it's just a name. There's really nothing to it. So I think this fits under the not smart campaign, although I don't think it's super dumb. It's not really up there, though, intelligence. And humor level, I mean, Tia is a name. Tia's a name. I think it's right down the middle. Maybe slightly not funny. There's really no joke here. It's just Tia. Next up, we had Lombre. Lombre. Can I find Lombre? I really should have just isolated the ones that we actually ended up with, but whatever. Alright, Lombre. So Lombre was nicknamed Da Bear, which I kind of love that nickname, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I think it's pretty funny. Da Bear, is it a smart nickname? Not really. It doesn't really fit that well. It's not that smart, but it is pretty funny. Next up, we got Muck. Oh, classic Muck. Classic Muck. Where is Muck? Where is old friend Sloppy Joe? Really disappointing death. I really like the nickname. I think it's funny. I think it's pretty smart. I think this is one of my good ones. I think Sloppy Joe is a really good nickname for a Muck. Next up, we've got Magneton. It's like a little bit of an added challenge for people who are following along, because they get to try to remember what the nicknames were, since I didn't write them down here. Where's Magneton? Must have gone by it. Where is Magneton? Was it right up at the top or something? Where's Magneton? Am I crazy? I probably went by it like 3 different times. This is so embarrassing. But what else is new on this Nuzlocke adventure than me doing things that are embarrassing? Am I crazy? Why don't I see Magneton? Is it actually down here? Oh, there it is. Oh, I wasn't expecting it to look like that. That's weird. Okay, so Magneton, if you recall, whoopsie, was nicknamed Risque, and if you recall, that was because it was a really, really risky battle. So I do think this is quite a smart nickname, and the way I spelled it was R-I-S and then space K, which I think is pretty funny. Maybe slightly funnier than Old Mold. Not quite as funny, I think, as Sloppy Joe. Actually, it's not really that funny. It's really just smart. It's not that funny. And Metang is next. Where is Metang? Here's Metang. We did have a Metang that never evolved. Really embarrassing. And Metang was named Danny, which is really just not smart in the slightest. It's also not funny. That was one of my worst nicknames, Danny the Metang. Next up, an old classic, Miltank. Where is Mama? Where is Miltank? Where is our Miltank? It's on here somewhere. People are like furiously like pointing at the screen, being like, "You passed it! You passed it!" I'm looking. I'm looking. Hopefully, we're enjoying the week of alternative coverage. Not exactly doing the regular thing, but behind the scenes, I am grinding away, trying to get the team ready for the Elite Four. This is another one that's eluding me. Where is Miltank? I feel like it's a sprite that doesn't look what I'm expecting it to look like. Where is Miltank? Trying to go up and down every row. Clearly not doing a very good job of that. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So Miltank was named Mama, which I think is quite funny. Or, sorry, well, I guess it's quite funny to name something Mama. I don't know if it really fits under smarts. Maybe slightly smart, because it's a Miltank, it's a cow. There's stuff there to work with. So is it as smart as like the generic Old Mold line? I don't think so, but I think it's a little funnier. Oh, and next up we run into a little bit of a problem, which is duplicate Pokemon, because there aren't duplicate sprites. So we're going to have to kind of average these together. I guess that's really the best way to do this. Of course, it's kind of ridiculous to begin with that we have duplicates, or at least as many duplicates as we're working with. So first up for the duplicate game is Poliwrath, of course. So Poliwrath, we had 2 Poliwraths. I know we ultimately would have had 4, but we only had 2 when they died. And their nicknames were Joffrey and Draco. Now, these were both named after kind of male villainous characters in fantasy series, which I think is kind of interesting, and it's kind of cool that they both ended up being Poliwraths. I think there's some smart in there. But I don't really think they're that funny. Not that funny, and not as fun as some of the other names. They really are just names, so not that smart, but a little smart, not funny. Next up, we got Nidorino. I just saw Nidorinos over here somewhere. They were on this side. Here we go. Nidorinos. So yeah, same thing. We got 2 Nidorinos, nicknamed Jet and The Rock. And again, we know The Rock. I mean, that's kind of an obvious one. And Jet doesn't really fit with Smart. The Jet is another Avatar of the Last Airbender reference. So not really that smart. Maybe a smidge above Smart. But definitely not that funny either. Just regular old names. Clearly I'm using the same metric here and not just filling blank space. Next up, we got Cascoon, which is going to test my ability to differentiate between Cascoon and the other one. I feel like they should be down here. Where are they? Where are those silly little bug Pokemon? Oh, so it's this one, I think. So we had a Cascoon, it never evolved, which is really embarrassing. Probably would have turned into a legendary. Maybe in an upcoming episode we'll find out. So Cascoon was nicknamed Gracie, which is a name I like. It's definitely not that funny, and it's definitely not that smart. So I'm gonna put it down here. It's just kind of a name. Nothing really special about it. We did have a Scizor, and we also had a Scizor die, which is incredibly embarrassing. We had a Scizor named Donna. Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. I mean, it's not really smart. Is it really not smart? I don't know. I guess it is technically not smart by definition. And it's really not that funny either. Great Pokemon, though. Kind of a boring nickname. Now, the next one I do like quite a bit. We're looking for Azural, not to be confused with these two. We're looking for the baby, which is over here. Now, Azural was nicknamed Hawk Pawn, and I don't remember if Azural was something before and evolved into Azural, but I do really, really, really like the nickname Hawk Pawn. I think this might be one of my smarter nicknames, along with Risque. And I think it's pretty funny, but it doesn't also really fit the Azural that well. So I'm going to bump it down a little bit. I don't think it's that great. So Hawk Pawn is basically just a play on Hawkeye. But instead of Hawkeye, I did Hawk Pawn because it's like now an additional play. It's like twice removed on Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. So instead of Kate Bishop, it's a pawn. It's not quite Kate Bishop. So we have Hawk Pawn. Next up, we've got... Ooh, Venomoth. Where's Venomoth? Is Venomoth down here? It seems like some of the Gen 1ers are down here, and the rest of them are at the top. There we go. So, Venomoth was nicknamed Gabriella, which I like, but it's not really that smart of a nickname, and it's definitely not that funny. Again, this is kind of another one that just has kind of a normal name. Pelipper. Where is Pelipper? Where is Pelipper? Feels like this one should stand out a little bit. Looking for Pelipper. Where is Pelipper? I feel like it's going to be somewhere around here. There it is. Cool. Okay, so Pelipper was nicknamed Shabby, and I spelled it with an I at the end, which I think is something. It's something. It's in the smart, funny range, but it's not really that great. Those are all of our dead Pokemon. Let's go to our Pokemon that are in the box, and you know, we're benched to the B team instead of being on the Elite Four team. So first up, we've got Crobat, which I would like to find, but I kind of doubt that I will. There's Golbat. Where's Crobat? Is Crobat down here? No? Where's Crobat? We know that you exist, Crobat. Where are you? It was up here. I was thinking it was up here. I don't know why. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Crobat. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Sprites are really weird to move. So Crobat was originally I remember it being our Alekid, which was named Nacho. We were still doing a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul nickname. Nacho's not a great nickname for a Crobat. So it's not that smart, and it's not that funny. We got a little bit lucky with the next one. Looking for Flareon. I think these are down here. Didn't I see the evolutions down here somewhere? Did I not? Oh, I'm crazy. They're up here somewhere. There they are. So next up, Flareon. So Flareon actually was nicknamed Ozai, which is a fantastic nickname for a fire Pokemon. So this is definitely smarter. But again, it's definitely not that funny. It's just kind of it's a good name for a Flareon. Fire type, again, an Avatar of the Last Airbender reference. Not that funny, though. Alright, now this might be my favorite nickname of the run. I think this one's going to be the best one and the one to beat to this point with this next Pokemon that I'm looking for. And that is our Ninetales, which is, of course, nicknamed Ocho Loco. Really, really like Ocho Loco. I think that's one of our best nicknames. That's going to be top right. It's smart. It's funny. Ninetales has 9 tails. Not 8 tails. But it's Ocho Loco. We got really lucky with the nickname for the next one. Looking for Blaziken, which I feel like will be somewhere in here. There's Blaziken. We got really lucky here. Blaziken was nicknamed Bernie. Or did we nickname Blaziken on the surface? Maybe we you know what? We caught Blaziken and named it Bernie. So kind of smart because it's a fire Pokemon, but it is just a name, so it's not really that special. Looking for Absol. Give me an Absol. There's Absol. So Absol was nicknamed Swirly Gas, which is pretty funny, but definitely not that smart. Doesn't really work for Absol. Metagross. So Metagross was nicknamed Tag-U-It, which is just kind of an awful nickname, but it's also kind of funny. So I'm going to go funny, but definitely not smart. But it's also not that funny. So many Pokemon. Looking for Melodic. Where's Melodic and Phoebus? They should be near each other. They should be around here, right? Because I think they're Gen 3. Wait, there's Phoebus. Where's Melodic? Oh, there it is. I don't know what order this is in. I would really like to know, though. So Melodic... Gosh dang it. Melodic was... Oopsie, no, I didn't want to move that. I want to move Melodic. Gosh dang it, get out of the way. Ay, ay, ay. Melodic certainly had a long evolution chain. Nicknamed Angel Lackey, which for some reason feels like a good name for Melodic, so I'm going to put this just above Smart. Angel Lackey, I'm not... Here's the thing. I started to name the Pokemon that it originally was Angel, and I wanted to do something with Angel. And then I thought of the Los Angeles Angels, and every time I think about the Los Angeles Angels, I think of John Lackey. So I think there's something here. It's not that funny, though, but it's a little bit smart. So I'm going to put it up here. Next up, we got Alligator. And Alligator is named Q-Later, which I think is quite funny. A little bit smart. Q-Later is really see you later, like see you later, alligator. Actually, I'm going to give myself a little bit more credit for that. That's pretty smart. You know, it's not the best thing I've ever come up with, but it's smart. Now we got a really lazy one, which is Vaporeon. So Vaporeon is nicknamed Zappy2 because it was the Zapdos randomized, which I guess is mildly intelligent, but it's not really that funny. Someone put it over there. It's hanging out with Ozai. Not on our Elite Four team, though, which is probably going to be a mistake. All right, then we got Raticate, which I think was at the bottom. Yeah, where it belongs. Where's Raticate? No? Was Raticate at the top? Apparently Raticate was at the top of the Gen 1ers. Okay, or not, or neither. Where's Raticate? Oh, where is it? I saw the Primeape, and I thought the Primeape was it. Where is Raticate? I'm looking. Definitely the most embarrassing part of these is me digging through and trying to find the right Pokemon. Oh, there's a Gen 1er. Okay, so there's still some Gen 1s mixed in. So I guess Raticate might just be in the middle of all this. There it is. Wow, that's weird. Someone is going to know what order this is in, and I'm just going to be seeming so stupid not knowing. So Raticate, nicknamed Arst, which is a Lost reference, which is it's kind of funny. Not that smart, though. Not really that funny, though, either. So just kind of fine. Next up, we got Minun. Where is Minun? Talk about a Pokemon that I don't want to spend that much time looking at. I thought oh, shoot. This is Plusle, this is Minun. Okay. Okay, so Minun... Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. So annoying. Ah! Gosh dang it, game. Minun, very similarly to Zappy 2, was nicknamed Icy 1. It's our Zapdos encounter, so I'm going to put it right there. It's a little bit less smart, and definitely less funny. Less funny the second time around. Alright, next up we have Cradily? I don't know. I don't even know that's a Pokemon, honestly. Well, ours was named Lily, but I don't even think that's a real Pokemon, so I'm just going to move on. We got Stantler. Let's see if I can find Stantler on here. I went back and forth on my feelings about Stantler, and I've decided I don't like Stantler. I thought I did, but I don't. Stantler, which was nicknamed Rudd, oopsie, which is definitely not funny and not that smart. It's just kind of crud. It's close to crud. It's Rudd. I feel like there was a reason why I did Rudd, though. Oh, it was like Rudolph. It was like Rudolph, but I didn't finish the Rudolph. I just did Rudd. It's not that funny. All right, we're looking for Octillary. There's Octillary. And Octillary was nicknamed 18. Why was it nicknamed 18? Because it took us 18 Safari Balls to catch it. Definitely not a smart nickname, but kind of funny. Coming down home stretch here, we got Persian. Where is Persian? I swear, like, the hard part of this is literally just finding the Pokemon on this grid. Wait. Am I stupid? Well, don't answer that. But I thought for a second, because I saw a few in a row, I thought they were alphabetized for a second, but I don't think they are. They're definitely not. Okay, Persian should be around here. There's Persian. Okay. It seems like it's just chunks of Pokemon in order. It's weird. Almost like somebody copied and pasted these lists, and then they just pasted them in the wrong order. Persian was nicknamed Annie, which again is another... It's really not funny. It's not that smart. Just kind of boring. Alright, now we got a Butterfree, which I think is down here. Is this where the Butterfree ended up? Where's Butterfree? Is Butterfree just sprinkled in somewhere? That's going to be annoying. Come on, Butterfree, where are you? I see a Kakuna. You must be close. Is that how this works? There's a Weedle. There's a Meta... Oh, there it is. Cool. Okay, so it's right at the top, of course. So Butterfree was nicknamed Dada, which goes right with Mama. But it works a little bit less with a butterfly, I guess, than a cow. So we're gonna go definitely less smart, and we never really used it, so it's less funny. Next up is Tropius. There's Tropius. Now, Tropius was one of our frequent flyers with evolution, and it started out as SpongeBob, which means that its name didn't really end up being that smart, and it's not really that funny either. Now, next up is Slowking. I'm gonna need some help finding Slowking. Where's Slowking? Is Slowking down here? Feels like I could scan to it. We do have less Pokemon on here now. Theoretically, this is getting easier. Where's Slowking? Very distinct look. Or even where's, like, any of the Slowpoke Pokemon? Are they down here? Okay, there's Slowbro, there's Slowpoke. But Slowking is a different generation, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that much closer to them. Where's Slowking? Come on, Slow King, where are you? You are out here, right, bud? Oh, there it is. Cool, Slow King. So Slow King was nicknamed Ash Lee, as in, like, Ash dashed Lee, which I think is a fine nickname, but it's not that funny. It's just kind of right there. Next up, we got another duplicate, and it's a big duplicate. We got the triple Typhlosion. So, again, we're going to try to average these Typhlosions together and think about their nicknames, and that's really unfortunate for us, because one of them is nicknamed No, because I thought we couldn't use it, but we can. Then there's one of my better nicknames, in my opinion, which is AMSR, which is because that Typhlosion started out as a Whisper, and... or sorry, it started out as a Whisper. It started out as a Whismur, which is close to a Whisper, but not quite a Whisper. Hence, AMSR instead of ASMR. And the AMSR is like spelled out, sort of, as if almost it was like a, you know, pronunciation of it, as if you were spelling it out fully. I think it's one of my better ones, which I think kind of offsets the No. But then we went out, because then we have Mr. Pebbles. And how can you say no to Mr. Pebbles? What a great nickname. It's one of my better nicknames. I think on average, I think the Typhlosions have pretty good nicknames. I mean, even the No is kind of funny. It's like, oh, we can't use this. And it's like, oh, oops, we can. So I'm going to go pretty high up here in terms of, like, nickname. I think we're right in the territory of Sloppy Joe and Ocho Loco. I feel like those are the big three with nicknames. And especially with usage, too. Sloppy Joe was a Pokemon that really defined the beginning of our game. And then Ocho Loco really was a huge contributor throughout, especially the middle parts and entering the later tier. And now we're going to go on a journey with No, AMSR, and of course, our shiny Mr. Pebbles. 3 more, and we're really just down to the starters on the Elite Four at this point. We got Alakazam. Where is Alakazam? Probably at the bottom? There it is. So Alakazam for us is Jimmy, which is a terrible nickname. I mean, really could have done a lot better with that. Not a great nickname for Jimmy. That's really unfortunate. Was supposed to be a Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad reference. Didn't really go anywhere. Although, Jimmy does call himself the Magic Man. Episode 501. Magic Man. So, it's a little bit smarter than I would say I was initially going to say. It's a little bit smarter, but it's still not that funny. So I'm going to go right on the line with smart versus not smart and say not that funny, though. And then we got Moneybag, our Star Me, our Super Star Me. Moneybag, who we purchased randomly at the Game Corner. I'm really glad with how that paid off. What a huge dice roll that was. We literally used a random number generator to come up with it. I think it was number 3 on the list, so that was the one encounter that we were allowed to get in Celadon City. That really was so awesome for us. Obviously, Moneybag is a huge contributor to the team, and it has one of the worst names that I've ever come up with for a Pokemon. I cannot believe that I defined it by money. I guess I'll say it's like a little bit. It's not nothing. I mean, it makes sense. Moneybag. We basically paid for it at the casino. We didn't even gamble for it. We literally just spent money on money that we then used to buy it. So it's like a little under the smart line. It's definitely not that smart. And it's not really that funny either. But I think it's above all these like normal nicknames, if that makes sense. And then we got one Pokemon left. Just one more. Last Pokemon, of course, if I can find it, is our starter Pokemon. We, of course, in the beginning of the game, picked Hariyama to be our starter Pokemon. And when I saw Hariyama, I thought, that looks like Tuco from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I was like, man, that is Tuco right there, the boxer, you know? It just felt right. So I think this is a really smart nickname. It's not like a funny nickname, so I don't know. I think I'm going to put it over here. It is smart, but it's just not that funny. It's just kind of a normal name. And yeah, that completes our tier list. So thank you guys for checking this out. It was a good time. This was well, I guess I shouldn't call it a tier list. It's an alignment chart, but yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. I was going to do a tier list originally, but then I thought, you know what? This might fit better with the alignment chart, going with funny and not funny and smart and not smart. Of course, sometimes my definition on what's smart is based on how funny it is. So this, of course, makes absolutely no sense, and everything should be taken with a grain of salt, and I'll see you tomorrow.